Hello, everybody. It's about that time. Let's go see what's in the fridge today. Hey, everybody. Thanks for stopping by Gregsbeerreviews today. We've got a beer from Brazos Valley Brewing Company. They are out of Texas. They are out of Brenham, Texas. This was sent to me by Brandon. He sends me a lot of Texas beers, and hoping this is going to be a very tasty beer. This is not a big beer. It says here that it is a 6.5% alcohol by volume, 21 IBUs, and there is no date on it. He's got written on the side July of 2016. So evidently it's written somewhere, either on the 4-pack, 6-pack, or the case or somewhere, and he's telling me that it was done on 2016 of July. So not had anything from these guys before, so hopefully it's going to be a treat. Not a big beer, so it should be something that you could maybe have one or two of them, not feel too inebriated. And it's done with coffee. It's got it right here on a 7 Spanish ale. Right on the bottom it says coffee ale. So evidently they brewed it with some coffee. But I don't understand why they're not dating the bottom of the cans. So evidently he got the date from somewhere. So he sent it to me. Brandon, once again my friend, my brother, I do appreciate you sending this to me, because I cannot get these beers here. So they're calling it a brown ale on Rate Beer and Beer Advocate, American Brown Ale. But it's brewed with coffee, so we should get some coffee notes on this one, I hope. So, with that being said, we'll go over to food pairings, and I'm going to pop the cap while I read this off to you. Cuisine is barbecue, cheeses are earthy, camembert, fontina, your nutty cheeses, I say I'll go Colby. Parmesan, and it goes well with your chocolate dishes, it's saying here, and the meat is beef. Glass for a pint, becker, non-tumbler, mug, Stein Seidel. I'm using my favorite glass, which is the Sovereign beer glass, my favorite tulip glass. And it says here, not recommended for extended cellar rings. That's why I should have a date on the bottom of the can. But evidently he got that information from somewhere, and he put it on the side of the can here when he sent it to me. So, with that being said, commercial description has nothing. So, probably on the back here it says a bitchin' brown ale made possible with the help of Texas-owned Independence Coffee Company and Magdalene's Backyard Pecan Coffee, a dark brew that brings bright mornings. So they're saying maybe this is a breakfast brown ale. Didn't pour a massive head, it's barely covering the top of the beer over into the light. It is a rich red ruby caramel colored beer. I can see the light through the thin part of the glass, but not so much through the big bowl part. Let's get a nose on it. Oh yes, rich sweet malt, coffee, hints of caramel and toffee. It does have a very nice sweetness to the back end, and like I said, it only has 21 IBUs, so shouldn't be hardly any bitterness to it. Should be very easy drinking, perhaps a nice morning brown ale with some coffee in it. Smells very nice. Let's give it a taste. Cheers, everybody. Cheers, Brandon. For 21 IBUs, it does have a little bit of strong bitterness to it. Like a cup of black coffee is going to have bitterness to it. A nice sweetness there, but it does have a strong bitterness. The coffee's there though, guys. It's like a rich black coffee. Not to the espresso caliber, but a strong dark coffee. No cream, no sugar. Oh. A lot of coffee in it, guys. A lot of black coffee to me. Caramel, toffee, roasted malt. I do find the bitterness to be stronger than the 21 IBUs are saying, but that could be coming from the coffee instead of any kind of bittering hops. So, much tasty. Well, let me let it warm up and sip on it for a little while. Let's right out of the fridge 40 degrees and see if it changes any, or if it changes my opinion any. Not overly impressed with this, but it just seemed to be a very nice coffee brown ale, which is what they're saying that it is. So let me sip on it for a little while, and I'll come back and we'll find out where it ends up. I'll be right back. Alright guys, I'm back. I've been sipping on it about 30 minutes now. The only thing that I would suggest to these guys is that they put a little lactose in the brewing of this beer. The bitterness from the hops they've used in the brewing process of this beer is probably adequate. But adding all this coffee to it, unless you're a big, black, strong coffee drinker, it's a little heavy on the bitterness to me. Even though the can says it's only 21 IBUs, it tastes a lot more bitter than that. So, I think, just my opinion now, I think this beer would be a little tastier if they put a little lactose in with the beer when they're brewing it, to give it a little more sweetness on the back end, and not so much strong bitterness. I think it's a little over bitter. But the coffee is there, guys. The roasted malt is there. It does smell very sweet on the nose, but the taste with the coffee they've added in there, it's very strong coffee. This smells wonderful on the nose. It has a very nice sweetness on the nose, but the taste is a little different. I don't know. The coffee aspect of it is super bitter. So my 2 cents is they need to brew a little lactose in with this beer to give it just a little bit of sweeter taste than what we're getting. But it is very tasty. Coffee is up front, driver's seat. You definitely get the coffee. And the nose, the aroma, that smells sweet, but the taste is a little heavy on the bitter side, guys. It's my opinion. And I do think these guys, even though Brandon put it was done in 2016, and he may want to post in the comments where he got that information, whether it was on the 6-pack or the case or however he found that information out. It is not written on the can anywhere. So they need to do that. And I don't know how big the brewery is, because both Great Beer and Beer Advocate, neither one of them have a score for this beer, so it may be a fairly small brewery, and they don't have the ability to date each individual can or the machine to do that, and they're just dating the cases or whatever. But I think it's a little on the bitter side, guys, even though it's only 21 IBUs. I think they could use a little lactose in the brewing of this. That's my opinion. So, rating on this one, guys, I would say this is probably I really don't think it's to the A category, to be honest with you guys. I think it's the upper B's, and that's where I'm going to give it. I'm going to give it the 7, and numeric rating on this, guys, will probably be an 89. So, it's pretty tasty, though. I mean, if you like coffee, you'll probably like this beer, especially if you drink strong black coffee. If you put cream or sugar in your coffee, you may find this a little bit too bitter. And I drink my coffee black, but I still find this beer a little on the bitter side as far as the taste. The aroma is wonderful. Got a nice sweetness to the aroma. But the taste is a little bit between the bittering hops and the coffee they've added. It's a little on the bitter side. So, other than that, if they had a date on the bottom of the can and it had a little lactose in the beer, I would probably step up the grade a little bit. So, that's what I think about the beer, just my opinion. This is from Brazos, or Brazos Valley Brewing Company out of Brenham, Texas. Very nice. Very well done. Not quite to the A category in my opinion, guys, but it's pretty damn close. It's pretty damn close. If you say, oh man, that's an A beer, I'm not going to argue with that. I just find it a little bit too bitter on the taste. So, like I said, no ratings from Beer Advocate or Rate Beer, so we'll go over to Untapped. Untapped has it at 3.92, and that's in the upper B category, and I agree with that 100%. So, if you've had this one, let me know what you think, guys. Come on back tomorrow. Let's dig something out of the beer. Got a lot of beers in there. Come on back tomorrow. Let's see what we're going to dig out.